Well, what I'm going to do in this particular video, I'm going to be making some very quick and simple, quick music in FL Studio. Okay, I'm going to just show you a few sounds that you can put together to get a bit of an 80s feel. If you're like me and you like the 80s, I was born in the 80s, so 1982. And I like all kinds of 80s related music and even spin-off genres and stuff like of today's stuff. Like you get like synth wave, but you get synth pop. You got Italo disco, which is one of my favourites. I like Italo disco. I like Euro beat, Euro disco, some of that stuff from 80s to 90s. Or anything like 80s and 70s, like synthesizer sound music, anything ambient, even like all that kind of stuff you hear, like the weather channel music. They're different genres, I know, to a degree, but you know what I'm trying to say. Synthesizers and beats, the 80s sort of feel. You did have 80s rock as well, I know, but I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying, that kind of synthesizer, like 80s type music and stuff. And I like Japanese, like city pop. I like that music. And also things like Mallsoft. You hear like Mallsoft and Vaporwave and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And there's other kind of spin-off stuff. You know what I mean? Different waves, calm type of music. But look, anyway, I'm not going to go deep into this. I'm not going to be looking at a lot of different sounds in this right now, but I want to just see how things are playing through. So here, and show you a few things. I've just woken up, so I'm speaking a bit slowly. I'm speaking like I've got a brain damage. I'm actually fine. I've just had 41 years of life stress. Let me just show you something quickly. So I'll show you a little piece of music, a piece of that. Now that's very loud. I'm sorry if I just give your grandparents a seizure or whatever. Turn it down. So as you can hear, there's some sounds. I'm not going to play the whole thing for you, but I'll move somewhere along into the track, deeper into the track. If you want to hear this whole song, just let me know. I'll be putting it up online soon anyway. And then, of course, you've got like the drums and stuff. So. So what I'm going to do in this video, I'm just going to show you how I do different things, just really quickly. I'm not going to show you every detail of how I'd make a really refined piece of music, but I'm just going to show you a few things that you can do in FL Studio, okay? Hold on 1 second. Also, I took that track and I actually made like a slowed down, kind of like Mallsoft Vaporwave, kind of dreamy Mallsoft type music as well from that. So just showing you a little bit. So what we can do is I'm going to show you now some of the sounds that I used in FL Studio to make this kind of sound, if you like. I mean, you can do much better. I'm just showing you here a few things, okay? So one thing I want to do quickly is just check my volume settings. So I'll do that through here because we're using this. This is FL Studio. As I say, it's a free program. It's awesome. Very, very good music software. You can download this. as also there's a paid one, you know. But with this, it's good. Okay. Anyway, so I can't teach you everything in this one video. If you're interested, if you would like, I can make a series of videos. I think I may do that when I get time. If I have time, I will try to make some videos showing you at least what I know about this software. I like to share along the way. Okay, the same as my art software. So here, I've got a lot of sounds in here in this software on my computer, but they're not. You don't have to use external like plugins like sounds and things like that extra, but it helps. Like for example, those 80s drums. I found some online. I went online and looked for 80s drums. So I've got like different drum packs and things in here with drums. Also other synthesizers. They come in the form of like VSTs. VST is like an instrument I did for your system. You bring it in, you download them, and there's a lot of free. You can look, there's a channel called Free VST, I think it's called. It's got a lot of different ones. You've got so many free ones, and they do actually sound good. They've got lots of different sounds in them of different synthesizers. You can tweak sounds. It's all about tweaking sounds as well and changing things and moving things around to make things fit for you. So I've got some 80s drums here. You see? So hold on one second. Let me just check my... You see these powerful drums. And so you get the hi-hats. You get your kick drum. Obviously, I'll turn the volume up louder if some of these are quiet, you see. I'll beef them up with a bass. Snare. And your toms. And you always get these in a lot of 80s music, okay? And then you got all those soft and nicer sounding synthesizer sounds and stuff, and little plinks or whatever you call them that come in as well. So I'll just show you as we go along, all right? Your bass line and the other things. Now, I'm just showing you what I do, okay? I've got another whole one here for like Eurobeat, but let's just go here. I've got some more drums here. I've got like rap drums, like beat rap song for rap beats and stuff as well that I do. But in here, for example, I've got my 80s drums. So I use these sounds in here. I use these for that music I just showed you. So I got my kicks. You can find these packs online, drum packs. But the thing is, you can also use drums which come with the software and just change them a bit, change their sounds and edit them a bit to make them sound just as you want. Yeah. So, for example, I'm going to take this drum here. I'm going to choose my pattern, move my pattern. Hold on. Where is it? Yeah, move this pattern thing up here. I'm going to drag this one in. Number 9 is I'm going to drag it on top of the default that it gives you. You can use the default ones that it gives you. You see, it gives you a kick, a clap, a snare, and a hi-hat. It doesn't give you a tom, but I'm going to drag these on top anyway. We don't want to edit those. Drag a good kick in. Okay, a good kick. And claps actually work really well as well. We've got more claps. Do we hear? Here too, yes. I'll bring this one in and keep it in. The hi-hats are not too much of a big deal, so I'm going to keep it as that. And I'm going to set every one of these to 1 by using my mouse scroll wheel middle button to roll and make these 1, every one of these, or just left click and drag. So they're all on the same channel, that is. Make them all 1, okay, or the same number. The first thing I like to do is just adjust their sound as well. This hi-hat of itself, hold on, is very quiet. I can just do a few here, click on the line and then press play. You see they really are very quiet anyway. I'm going to make it a bit shorter by adjusting this out bar here. I just double clicked on the thing, by the way. No, click on the instrument and then do that. Play with the out a little bit. You'll see how it affects this here. Then turn up the volume and then turn. So for your sound, you want to be playing with the two different volume buttons a lot of the time. Mostly it's this volume up here, and then the other volume down here seems to, like, if you turn this one up, it will, like, it's a cancel out other sounds so that it's more powerful than other sounds. Put it that way, not just blaring at the same time. So weird concept, but the kick we need much louder. We know that. Because if I put these by, well, let me just show you how we make the basic drum beat first, okay? I'm going to add my tom in, just get the tom there ready. You don't have to use toms, but they're good. I'm going to find the kind of one I want. I'm going to bring a simple one. Bring this in. Set that to 1 also. So all the drums are on 1. And what I'll do is I'll set up a basic pattern now. Find for Italo disco type music, which you can also set to different things. You could set it to 50, 40. Up here at the top, you've got 130 as the BPM, the beats per minute, the actual speed, the tempo of the song. 130 is good enough for Italo disco, sometimes 120, so scroll it down to 120, and that works for a bit of a slower type one. But I like to just have it 130 and sometimes faster. If you're doing like Euro beat or things like that, it'll be faster. Things like drum and bass, like usually around 170 something, okay? For like rap tunes, is usually like 140. Rap beats and stuff, 140, sometimes 150, sometimes 180 with certain beats. But you work how you lay the beats out, how you lay the drums out, makes a beat feel like faster or slower too. Sometimes you fill it up with loads of different, like fill it up a lot, like very close to each other. Sometimes it makes the beat seem slower. It's just a strange thing. You have to work that with the tempo. Yeah, this is a pattern here, okay? It's a new pattern. You get a new pattern. When you got the top here, on the top left, you can add sounds, obviously, and you can also add patterns. You go to pattern, and you can choose insert one, and it will make a new pattern. There's a bunch of buttons up here on the top right here that when you go to these, they do different things. If I turn these all off for a second, or try to, like when you click them, you'll see what I mean. Like this is sounds, they've all got sounds all in here. This one is your like channel rack, it's called, this one over here. With all the, we're on number 1, right? I told you number 1, so the drums are playing into this, and we can adjust the volume of this whole channel or put specific effects on this channel over here in the slots, and that will be done by just right clicking on there, or press escape to get out of that, or left click on there and then choose sounds from there. These are effect sounds that you add on, like an echo, a reverb and stuff like that, you can add into here. But for your sounds, turn it off for a second. When you've got your sounds like in your, that you want to put just into a pattern, that your instruments, you're going to choose them from your list up in your browser with sounds. And these are sounds that come with it, like pre-packed into the software and also on your computer. This here, what you see, my one's purple, yours won't be purple at first, but I just changed it to be purple. This is called the piano roll. And on here you can add like the actual notes of instruments. You'll see that's how I make the tunes. You can set settings like this orange one I've got up here to actually be able to play with your computer keyboard like it was a music keyboard. And then you can go to a thing and quantize it up here to make it like match up a bit better. But I just like to put the keys in naturally most of the time. Just paste them in, you know. But with a drum, obviously, most of the time you're not going to be like doing too many notes with a drum, obviously, are you? With a lot of rap beats or modern ones, there's a lot of like 808 drum sounds that are also included in there. But we're not putting one into this. Obviously, it's an 80s type thing I'm showing you here. So okay, we've got 130 BPM. Sorry for going fast, it's a rough introduction. We've got this pattern up here, the orange is set to pattern. If I click down here, we can change it to song, and that will play the whole song. The whole song will be played on this last thing over here. You see where we put the patterns, we lay the patterns out, and arrange our song basically with different patterns. We can also drag them out to be longer or shorter. So you might have the drums on one layer, you might have piano below it, or different things, or you might have a combination. As I say, like this is one pattern, and it's going to have all these drums in the one pattern. I'm just going to copy it up and paste it up, you know, to make the whole drums for this whole thing, right? So I'm not going to go too much into the composition of the songs, or you know, how you make music is how you make it, and or how to use this in too much detail. I'm just giving you a brief rundown overview, okay, of certain things. So I'm going to right click on the drums here, and I'm going to go to fill every 4 steps. Bang, it's done that. Or I can click some more here and add more in, obviously, you know, and do that. Then for every second one, I'm going to add a snare. And you may be wondering why the snare is playing over the top of a kick, but at the same time playing. But the reason is because it just sounds good for this particular thing. You may notice that the kick is quieter than the snare, so we're going to adjust the volume. Oh, it's not hearing anything, right? Because we've not laid it into here. So we go to pattern. Choose pattern. I turn the volume down. These are the volumes, the right one, not the left one. The left one is the panning, I'm thinking. Left to right. Leave that in the middle. But the I'm going to click on this drum here, turn this up, click on this wrench icon, and then get your second volume and turn that up. Okay. This one as well, I'm going to click on that. The snare I just clicked on. I'm going to go there and I'm going to turn this, I'm going to turn it up a bit, adjusting the 2 volumes, this one and that one. This is the main volume, and this one's the like overpowering, where it overpowers other sounds. Click on this left part here, then go down to the out section and drag that down a bit. Want it kind of longer, so okay, let's have it like that. Stop up here and then go to the hi-hats, and we're going to just fill every 2 steps. Okay, you see? Click on this now. Click on the sound. Then go to this one here, this last one, and play with it out. Bring it down a bit. I think we've already fixed that, haven't we? And now there are different things you can do. I'm going to put in, you can put toms at the same time as the snare, the same as you can do with the clap as well, but pretty cool. The hi-hat I want to turn down slightly, so it's just in the background, volume 1. When you may want to adjust the pitch of a certain sound, like this kick, I want to bring the pitch down, so clicking this left one here, bringing that pitch knob here, turning it down a little bit. That sounds better, I think. Now with the claps, you can put them in a different place if you want to as well, but you don't always want to do that. Or just like, so that's pretty cool, right? So just adjusting the so that fits in certain places, you see. Turning the volume down, you might want to put it like that. It might sound better like this. So it's pretty cool. While we're here, I just want to check my my recording that it's okay. Okay, so now with this setup, okay. Excuse me, clear my throat. I'm human, excuse me. But from here, what I'm going to do now is, if you get too many things in the way and it's all cluttered like this, just turn things off, obviously, and move them around. Okay, things you don't need open. That seems all right, but I'm going to say you can also put little things in between, like with the toms, and I can show you the piano roll with this. You can add like more in here, so it's like, watch. So it's pretty cool. One thing you might want to do is right click on a sound, right click, and then go to cut itself. This will stop sounds playing over each other and rather they'll just start again and cut it out immediately, because sometimes it can get really cluttered with certain sounds. That's very important. Right click and go to cut itself. Check that. Okay. Now I'm going to click on this. With that selected, I'm going to go up here to the piano roll, open that up, and you will know what instrument you've got selected, because you can go up here, and it says tom. You can choose the one you want to use. It will show all of those sounds, I guess, in the selected pattern. We've currently been editing the pattern. We've not edited a song with patterns that are pieces of the song, okay? We're just putting the instruments which are making up the pieces. So you can think of the song as a street. The patterns are the houses on the street, and the instruments are the bricks that make the houses, okay? So we've got instruments which into patterns, and then, so there's a bricks that make houses, and then the houses put together make the whole song, which is the street, okay? Regardless of what music you're doing, basically. Basically, so we're here, and like I said, you can work with patterns and the song and all of that. We've currently got it in pattern play mode and not song here. So you can also, just before I do that, let me turn it off for a second. This is the main area where you'll be making your songs. Okay, this area here. But this one is the piano roll. Now, you can also turn down the overall sound of everything. The volume up here, you've got a volume knob, or the, which I might turn down for editing purposes so you can hear me speaking more clearly. I'll turn it down a bit while I'm talking. But you've also got this pitch knob for the whole thing. So I bring that down and press play. And that's kind of pretty cool, yeah? Okay, now I'm going to right click on every one here, right click on every single one of these sounds and go to cut itself. But you may not want to do that with every sound, because sometimes they work well when they play over each other, certain notes, and fade into each other. But I'm going to do that with all of these ones. Nice and clear, snappy for the drums. Now what I'm going to do, you could add other sounds in here too, and like make this a more complicated beat, to put different things in the background and stuff, little taps and twinkles or whatever. But this is a little thing, clicks and stuff. But I'm going to go to the piano roll. Yours will not be bluish purple when you first open it. I've just done that from the settings up there. You can change things. And I'm going to choose my tom, and I'm going to show you something. I'm going to go to, well, I need to actually first of all find where that is. So if I move with my mouse wheel, I can scroll down. You can see by zooming in even further now, holding down all control, zooming in or out, you can see that I've done that. So I want to erase these and set them out again on different pitch notes, you see. Now I'm going to put this here now. I'm going to left click and put this here. When you right click anything, it will delete it. When you left click, it will do that, okay? If you want to copy something, you can like just click on that little area. Hold on, you can, no, you don't need to. To copy, you can just literally, let me just make that the right length, okay, here. To copy, you can just click it anywhere. It's like make more, it just makes more of it, you know what I'm saying? I think its normal length is actually, it's doing a weird one because, okay, that's okay. Sorry, ignore me. But yeah, I'm going to put these in, okay? Now let's imagine I have all these here. I can click this icon up here. You can have the knife icon, which can slice things up, and then you can just delete pieces or rearrange pieces of that as well if you want to. There's also, you can do that, okay? Which I think I'll show you while we're doing this actually. So let's say I like the main part. I just want to have this last little jumpy part at the end. Well, I can just chop this bit off, basically. Or just chop off, like, let's say, half of that. And then just move it here and then put more in it. Because I could have done it as a separate pattern, but I just want it like this. So now I want to make this whole thing one. With this box select tool here, I can select all of this, left click and drag. Now hold down Control and press J, or sorry, press G, sorry. And it will then join everything as one. As you can see, it's a new pattern there. It says pattern 2. You can left click in the corner here and change the color of it. We'll change it yellow, for example, so it can be easier to see. You can also change the name if you really wish to, like whatever, okay? Go to yes. And play that. It's playing on the pattern still. If I go to song, click on song up here and press play, it'll play through that. And it'll play through, and what happens is it usually loops through. So let me just delete this one and show you. So when we get to this part, so you can just make a better like sound. We're back in the piano roll now. I'm just going along here to rearrange those. So I'm playing this drum as though it's an instrument, you know, like it's other instrument. Now let's now what I like to do is with these different channels. We're currently on track 1 up here. It says track 1. If I go up here, you see we've set these all to 1, haven't we? You can, when you click on an object within the patterns up here, you can go and choose it within here too, up here, and choose the number, like move it up and down. And what this means is you're setting this up for a certain track. Not only a track, actually. This is track 1, yeah, this is track 1. These are the tracks. Okay, I could have piano down here, I could have other sounds, guitars and flutes down here. But the thing is, I always do the drums first. It depends how you want to do it. The work here. You know, the drums are good because you set up your rhythm. You've also got a thing called a metronome, where if I turn this off for a second, you can turn on or off the different tracks that are playing. So if I turn off the sound, like here, it makes it like kind of ghostly. If I click this thing here, go to the start and press play, you can't hear anything, right? But I can go to this metronome thing up here, this button here, and click this, make it orange. And when I press play now, you'll hear. And that's not an instrument, that's just literally a clicking sound, okay? You can right click and change the sound of it to like a different sound, like this. Or you see? I think a hi-hat's a pretty cool one. So turn that off if it's annoying you, as I said. But this can assist when you're doing various timing or listening to things, or if you're playing it on your keyboard even. Now, I turn the sound off here because we want to hear now what we're going to do with the other sounds. So remembering to go, you can add them different ways, but I'm just going to go up to here. You can add this plus icon here to add a new pattern up here. We're currently on this pattern. We've got pattern 1 and pattern 2, right? If I click pattern 1, I might even delete pattern 1, so I'm just going to right click and delete that motherfucker. And then go up here, we've got this pattern here. I can add a new one, or I can go up to here where it says pattern and go to insert one, or I can clone the one we have and then make some changes to it. So I'm going to just basically go to insert one, go to yes. You can change the color on the fly, which is red. Okay, I'm going to call this 22222, whatever, go yes. And I'm going to make this here, and I'm going to drag it out for the length that I want it to be. I'm going to drag it to about this length, and we're going to make a bass line and some other sounds. In fact, I'm going to make 3 different sounds using the same instrument, and it comes pre-packed with FL Studio. And don't worry about these drums I've showed you here, because there are so many drum sounds in FL Studio that you can actually use. Because there are so many drum sounds and other sounds you can actually use that with pre-packaged stuff that's actually good. And I'll show you that right now. If I click here on this button here, watch the video again if you're confused. Going up to here where it says plugin database, then go down to generators. You've got sounds in here. Go down to open this up and go down to packs. Packs. Under packs, you've got 2 folders full of drums here. You've got loads of drums in here, different kinds, loads of stuff. Okay, really cool stuff. So you can use and tweak. Okay, just to tell you off the bat, right? Other things too, like if you go to instruments, look, go into here, or go into certain ones, you'll see like. Well, it's coming out like that, but you can just drag those onto your pattern, as I say. So you could drag them into here. I could drag one like this electric piano. Click on that, and then you've got the whole thing. It will show up like a VST, see, like these. But you just turn this off, and I can play that in there, you see? I can change the volumes as well if I want to and stuff like that. When you get a VST open, like this is a VST, just go up to here in the little wrench, this little, what do you call it, nut fucking thing. Then go to here, the wrench, and change the volume on there. EastEnders on the end. Plus we got the toms. It's kind of thing, you know. Bit of EastEnders for you too. And with the electric piano, you see how it plays out for a long time. But we can also like do things where we can adjust certain sounds, I say. But I'm not going to go into detail now. Let's right click on that sound here and go to delete. We don't want to have that. It's not deleting it from the whole software, don't worry. It's just from the pattern we had, so it's not here on the pattern. So you've got a lot of different sounds in here, you know, and a lot of them you can actually try out. Like anyway, if I go to, we're on the packs, right? So if I go to different ones, you'll see there's sounds already. Just by clicking on them, you can hear what they can do. If you go to Legacy, under Legacy, they've got different, more drums and more sounds, like instruments. See? And you can just drag one of those onto here and then basically open up your piano roll and put the notes in, you know. Now one of the amazing things that come pre-packed with this, a VST, is actually called Flex, and it's really, really cool. If you go up to here, I'll show you that in a moment, but I don't want to spend too much time on Flex, but it's really cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here to this plus icon now in my patterns, okay. Make sure we're on the right pattern. Well, it doesn't matter which one because we can make a new pattern. This is a new pattern, okay. We can see which one it is, the 222 up here. Go to the plus icon and then you can choose a VST. If you can't see the one you want and you've got more pre-installed on your computer, you can go up to more plugins up here and it shows you a whole massive list of ones you've installed. To install is pretty easy. By the way, you just go to file. You go to you have to set up the folder where it is, the folder on your computer. But you go to like options. You go to options, file settings. You see how I've got mine set up here, and you set it up within here. And every time you download a new one and like, you know, bring it onto your computer, you just basically go to manage plugins. And then from here, you just make sure you got the folder selected or whatever, and you'll like the most recent ones you've installed will show up as yellow. I've got loads on here, as you can see. Each one of these ones contains like loads and loads of sounds. Each one of these. Going on here, you can go to find installed plugins. Once it's done that, it should save them onto your computer already. It should just save them in like that. It will just recognise them there. The plugin or options, different things here. Okay, so I know where they are on my computer. Turn that off now. Now I'm going to go to this plus icon and we're going to add another sound in. I'm going to show you one which is a good one. We're going to add it in 3 times. It is the Sim Synth. Clicking on that. Okay. And we'll do it one by one so I don't confuse you. So I'm going to make a bass line out of that if I can. I'll make a simple bass or a bass sort of sound. So this is the drum. They're the drums. Now I can put in a sound here. So I can go in. We'll make sure you got the right sound selected. So click up here and click Sim Synth. We can also drag out the length of these too. Don't forget each note. I want a short sort of sound that also cuts itself and doesn't play over itself. So I'm going to right click and it's already on cut itself. Cool. I'm going to turn up the volume of that a bit, but not enough to overpower the drums. And I'm going to put in like a classic kind of Italo disco kind of sound. So you have to hear it in your mind first. That's what I like to do. It's up to you. Very fast. So I do that. You can copy the notes, as I say, or just you can do it that way. This is a classic one. So now, obviously going to make it more, so we're going to paste that in, do this, and then copy it and paste another one. And it sounds a bit wrong, so we have to tweak the sound. So I'm going to click on this one, and I think you can actually right click, can you, and choose like, or change the color maybe, and just change the color so we know which one's which. Well, I'll just call it 1. I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to, like, you know, I'll call this one 1. Okay. We've got 1, 2, and 3 for the sounds, and that works, right? So I'm going to click on this one. Click on this left one here beside the wrench. You'll get used to the features as you go along. And you can press your keyboard, providing you've got this one selected up here, this orange one, so it turns on the keyboard, computer keyboard to music keyboard. When you hover over any icons, if you look on the top left, if you look up here, okay? And now when I move this across, see, it tells you what it is. See, that's changing, see? Okay. So if I press this now, it doesn't sound right. I'm using my keyboard there. So we can change this up by playing with some of these, like this button here, the sustain. Don't worry about which ones I'm telling you. You'll just see up the top here and you'll get used to it. See? So you can kind of adjust it to make it more closer to what you want, see? Now it's better, see, for a bass line. I will set this to, no, I'll leave this here, okay. Okay, and with the drums, with the number 1 rack, this one's not set on number 1, if you know what I mean, on the racks here. It's just set to nothing currently. And I'm going to leave it like that for now. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to click over here on this rack thing, the channel rack. Click on my number 1 one, just somewhere in the middle like this. I'm going to go to the slot over here, open it up, and go to Reverb, Fruity Reverb 2, and press play. See? Again, adjusting the so here, the decay time, the damping, and the size here. I'm playing with these knobs here, the sound of this. The middle one's good to bring up, but the left one's the volume, the dry. The dry is the actual sound itself, and the wet is like how much it's affect. The wet, the dry is the actual sound, and the wet is showing you how to how much it's applying how much of the echo, the reverb in this case. And that's enough for that. Now with sounds, you can also play with the over here on the right hand side. I'll just drag this across to show you just quickly. I can't, okay. But here, you've got these 3 knobs here, and you can you'll realize that when I'm playing this, I can bring up the left end one, left clicking on that, or just in the area, and adjust like the bassiness of it and stuff, and like the highs and the lows. And you can also balance them out by this bottom middle knob here. Turn it like that, it brings it all out. You'll see what I mean if you tweak it. So. Obviously it's way too strong, the echo, so we turn it down on the volume here. Each sound that you add in these slots, you can turn down the sound of that a bit, the volume. See what you're bringing in, you see? So now we're back here. and we've got a good start, right? Now, if I go and add another pattern, I like to just go to add pattern and put this in. And I'm not going to bother changing the name this time. I'm just going to leave it there. And we're going to make another sound with that same instrument we just used, which was called Sim Synth, wasn't it? Okay. I'm going to make it for this length and then duplicate it up later on. I'll just put it here now. Double click on that, and now go to add with the plus sign, add, and go to Sim Synth again. And we're going to set this one to 2 on this one. Set it to 2. If you can't see it up here, you can also click on this little icon here, and you'll see it updates to 2 here. You can also change it to 2 there. And we're going to create a new sound with that, but I'll show you. We want a high sound, like a plink, a little ding, 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 a little higher sound. So this is no good. So we play with the decay. Very short. Turn up the volume on this side on the wrench too. You've got a volume here, but you also got the volume just below the wrench. And it's still not good enough. Turn the sustain down. Try a different thing. Turn the volume up there, the level. The level means volume. You can try these different buttons here, these patterns and stuff. Just see. Playing with these a bit. Now, the other day I was able to get a very good sound with it, but today I'm not doing so much tweaking with it, but we're just going to use it as we got it, okay? Clicking on the rack, the channel rack thing again here, click it, double click it to open. If it opens up small, just click it here, double click it and open it, or click this. When I press the button, you can see sound is going into this number 2 here. We've got it selected. You can choose the volume of this here. Bring these high and middle ones, the middle and high, middle and right. The bottom one, middle here, bring that out a bit. Bottom, middle one here. So make it like balanced out, and then there are many other sounds you could use. You can also click in here, and then clicking on the slot, I'm going to go here and add a reverb to this as well. Play a few notes to get it feeling right on the keyboard. Make this size wider. Turn this up. And it still doesn't sound right to me, but I'm just trying to show you how you can just use this to work it. I think that will do for now, but clicking on the reverb up here and playing with these buttons a bit more. And then we're going to go for a very high note on the piano roll. Choose your right one, so I'm going to choose this one. Like that, okay? So and then put some sounds in. Again, it's too loud, as you can see. So we're going to turn down some of the sounds of that, turn the volume down of the main rack as well, this one here, or just go into your pattern and turn the sound down here. So I've done it wrong. This is on the wrong note, for the wrong tone, the wrong, what do you call it, note. So hold on. That's right. Okay, hold on. I'll move this up here. Yeah. Case of adjusting volumes, like the tom was too loud there. I just adjust the tom over here, the right knob. You can adjust sound on the fly as well while you're listening. And you can come over here to like the main. This is the main rack which affects everything, like the volume in this. And you can go over here and like add something in, like this slot here. I'm going to add the sound goodizer, and it makes it very, very strong if you do that. If you turn that right up. But what you want to do then also is turn your volume down a little bit over here. You may not want that. You might want to not use that. So for now, I'm not going to use it. I'm going to turn it down a bit. I'm going to play with these knobs over here a little bit. Yeah, we don't really need that. It's okay. I'll leave this one. I'm going to right click it actually. No, I'm going to just click this little drop down arrow and then go to, where's delete? Delete. Okay. Okay. We don't need that in there. And then, so this is, as you can hear, this is an Italo disco type tune, right? All we've used is a few drums, kick, snare, and hi-hat are the basics, but then 2 extra ones. So you've got 5 drums, right? You've got kick and snare and hi-hat you usually have, right? So kick and snare you usually always have. Hi-hat, sometimes an 808 for like rap beats. And then we've got the tom, which is commonly used, and then the clap, which is also commonly used here. And then all I've done is I've had 2 different varied, I've entered this synthesizer called Sim Synth. I've put it in here and adjusted the sounds 2 times, adjusted the volumes on all of these different things, and added reverb, which is the echo sound on various sounds to bring it out. And adjusted the overall sound of the whole thing with the volume over here on this side, and the sounds on here, the what do you call these, the equalizer, the balancers or whatever. And you just start sitting in your chair dancing. But what I like to do is add another one. I'm going to show, I did say I was going to add 3 in, right? So I'm going to add another one in, and that's going to be that backing kind of like soft sort of sound, and we can have some fun with this one, okay? You can add more, but we're going to just do that. I'm going to add in this one here, one more, okay? And then some kind of nice sound, a nice tune. So I'm gonna you need to hear the sound. So I'm gonna add this in. You need to hear it in your heart, in your mind, and the tune. Like I was born in the 80s. I like 80s music, but it's like you have to hear certain sound, you know. And from this, we can edit something like this to be like a Mallsoft song as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, from the bat, off the bat, I'm going to go over here the easy way, or just click up here and then go to here. I'm going to choose rack number 4, channel. I could choose 3. I'm a bit superstitious about the number 3, sorry. Now pressing the button on the keyboard, clicking away for it. We want to adjust this to be like a soft sounding sound in the background. So like if I press play, see I'm going to adjust that sound. So I'm going to click on this one, make sure you got the right one. Go to my channel rack, open it up, go to number 4. I'm going to add I can add the reverb later or earlier, it's up to me, but I'm going to go to the reverb and bring down the dry and bring up, well, so hold on, bring up the echo, the wet and the middle one. And the size, make it big. here also, this side. And I'm going to click on this again, and I'm going to go over here and change the sound. Just make it very soft. That's pretty good, okay. Like that, okay. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do that. Okay, I'm going to go here. And again, you're really going to have to listen carefully to the sounds. So I'm going to turn this one down a bit, the first one. No, the second one, sorry. And I'm going to go over here and have to really listen very, very carefully to make it work. Okay. See? See? See, you can bring it all together like that. See? And adjust certain things, obviously. So, like your reverb, if you think it's too much, or you know. And if you think things are just a kind of a bit too much, like the drums being really loud, you can go to number 1 and turn that down a bit if you want. But I like to have the drums really strong, they're really good. So bring this up here on the left a bit more bassy. The left one brings up the bass, that makes all the stronger deep sounding sounds, and the drums and stuff like more powerful. But the middle one and the right one seem to bring up like bring certain sounds out, the little ding ding ding, the little high sounds, brings them up more. So okay. Now, like I said, we can adjust the whole tempo of the whole thing and the volume up here. This one, the whole what do you call it? The tone. If I turn this down, the pitch basically. If I turn this down, I may affect the whole thing in a good way, or I may end up with certain VSTs, meaning certain sounds like that synth one we used, which may not change. So you'll have different weird things going on where not everything follows the same pitch. something might stay the same as it was, and the other one's changed, and that will mess up the thing. But I'll just show you. If I turn this down a bit, this one here, okay, and then even turn down my tempo as well to like 20 or something, or lower still like this. See, I think it's not working right because it's now sounding wrong. Like some of the sounds are wrong. So I'll turn it back to normal, how it was. I'm going to bring this back up to 30 and just try and get it back as it was, the tempo right. This is it, this is how it was, yeah. Okay. Now that's the basics. Those are some of the basics, really. Those are some of the basics. I'm just showing you this. I can go here, balance these out a bit more. So how would I start that? How would I start that? Okay, well, first, I'm going to show you something. Okay, first I'm going to add another sound in. I'm going to go to add. I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to do it for you now. Add another pattern. I like to do them on different patterns. The drums I all put on the same pattern. I'm going to make a very short little sound, okay, a little short little one. I'm going to add a sound in here, in the pattern itself. I have the pattern open. Open up your rack. Quick recap for adding sounds in, okay. Oh yeah, I was going to show you flex, right, but I'll just show you flex quickly. I'll just show you flex while we're here. I'll go to add and go to flex. Flex is really cool. Go to flex. This is a really cool VST. You've got so many sounds in here, like different sounds, you see. Now one of these would have worked fine for what we was using a moment ago. I didn't have to edit synth, but going in here, you can choose different sounds, right? I'm going to use this. I'm going to turn that down. You've got different volumes, you've got your reverb and delay and things there. You can just play with that. And this is really good. I'm going to turn this sound down already. It's good enough, I think. Just choosing some different effects here. And we can use this. Okay, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here, see? In fact, I'm going to just make it go longer. I was going to make a little short thing, but I'm going to make it go throughout the whole song. I'm going to do a quick note. So I'm going to go here. Even that's okay, I think. And I'm going to go here, I'm going to make this length and then just put it along. And I'm going to join it up again by using this. Repetition builds memory. Choose this, choose the box select icon up here, left click and drag. So select all of those and hold down Control and press J to join, press G, sorry, to make them as one. I'm going to do that with all of these actually. All of these on the keeping them on the same channels. I'm not going to merge it all. You can merge all of them like that. So okay, so now I'm going to turn this sound down a bit. I think it's not actually right either. I've just kind of messed it up. So hold on. It's okay. Quick fix. We just turn that down. And just have that piece. I'll just make it shorter. Go back in. I'm going to change this first part. In fact, I'm going to erase all of that for a second. Just erase it. Left click and drag. Box select again. delete what you don't want. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to have it like that and make one short one. Copy that part. Okay? Make it match up right. If it's not snapping in place, by the way, anything here, like in place properly, go up to this horseshoe magnet thing and click cell. Make sure it's on cell. Don't have it on none. Okay? Cell. The basic thing. And now left click and drag. Put these out. If we can drag like this, and the same for erasing with the right button. If you've got this paintbrush thing selected, if you just got this pencil one, you can just paste them into place like that. When you left click and drag, it's going to move it around. See. Whereas if you have the paintbrush one, this here icon selected, when you left click and drag, you can still left click and move it, but you can press and hold it, and it will paint like that as well. Yeah, this seems to work okay anyway. But okay, so. Set that to number 2. Okay, and that's really okay, right? I think for what we've got there. Can also go into this here with the same icons and bring this slightly down a bit if you want. So it's like it's building up, you see. Now I can left click and drag with this. Remember, you've got the knife to cut things too if you want to use it. But we're going to use the box select tool, select all of that, hold down Control and press G. I kept saying hold down Control and press J. That's to join objects in the 3D software Blender. What I'm going to do now is arrange this song. I'll just quickly, so we'll save it out as well, okay, just for a brief thing. So these are the drums I did on the top right. I could have started off just like this, moving it out of the way for a second. As a build up, you know. And you could put different sounds in, like a little whooshing, like soft sound if you wanted to as well, different things. But I'm going to put this here and build it up. Wait till you see, look. Like this, and it builds up, watch. Okay, building up. Make sure it's in the right place. If it seems to be off the line for some reason, just click it away, click on it, then click somewhere else and delete the other one. Make sure it's in the right place, okay. I'm sorry, what am I doing? Just lost one of my tracks there, I think. The last one, so go up to your rack, choose the last one we added, this one. And then we build it simply. So if you was like making an actual real song, you might have like the basic bass line at the start, so with your drums, and you might be like singing on that part, the main part of the song. And I usually have it as like 8 to 16 bars whenever we're going along. The same with rap songs as well, same thing. But I'll put like this here maybe. Turn it down a bit if it's too loud. Still adjusting as we go. Yeah, that's enough, I think. Hold on, so try again. Yeah, so this whole length is long enough for the whole thing, definitely. You know, long enough. Just to join this up again, you get funny lengths. So it goes on to there, and that's that. And then we're going to go here, add these again, and this time we'll add our other sounds in. So this here, and this would be where the chorus goes, the singing, the main part, the hook or the chorus, you know, which repeats itself in a normal song. In a rap, they're called the hooks usually. So the singing part here, and then where those other sounds fill out this space for the same sort of length, usually. That's where you'd have the chorus part, you know, the singing, the special part, the part that repeats itself throughout certain songs, you know. Okay, so. And also at the end, you might want to do something with the drums where you take out the drums for a moment, like here. I can take this off, see, so it goes like this. And then it goes in again, you see. And you can like put the drums in back again, or you could just have that little do-do-do-do bit. and you can make that on a different with the toms. You could make that on a separate pattern if you wanted to, or just cut it out from this, or just go right in zooming. If I zoom in more using this here, this thing at the top here, you can left click and drag to move it. The bars, same as the bottom and top. Okay, you can also roll the mouse wheel, but dragging left and right. You can also click on the end of that and like zoom in and out that way, or to hold down Control and zoom in and out by rolling the mouse wheel. Moving here, and you might duplicate this part. You can duplicate parts too, which is cool. So it could come from here and go. You know, like that kind of thing. So even go into here and adjust it a bit more. Choose the tom again. Go to the end one, right? I think it's okay as it is, actually. See? Okay, that's okay. I think it's because I had the other drums included as well. I don't usually do that. Anyway, because we like this whole setup with the drums here, I'm going to just select that, all of that, left click and drag those. Hold down Control and press G. Now you can see the colours looking really similar to that red one below. So I'm just going to click on that and change the colour to not confuse myself for a second. Click Accept. Okay, just for a moment. Now we like this whole composition, so I'm going to select all of this. Hold down Control and press G to join that. Now it's all one, and I can put another one here. So it's like enough for a whole song now. And what I like to do at the end, sometimes I like to have a last little bit, you know. But I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to put like this at the end, make a really simple song. Put this here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fade it out. So I'm going to bring these here, okay. Just drag them shorter there. And I'm going to fade it out. What I'm going to do is, you've got this thing called automation. Okay, automation in the software. This is Fruity Loops or FL Studio, as they call it nowadays. I'm going to right click on here on the channel rack, double click, left click, then go to the main section, okay, and on any of these volume knobs, but we're going to go with the main one now, I'm going to right click and go to create automation clip. Then you'll see this show up. Now on here I'm going to choose my knife tool here and just slice off this end part here. Then choose the pencil tool, this here, and right click on this here to add a point, and then the left one, this one here, I'm going to left click and drag this down slightly, so when I press play it fades out. Okay, and that's our song. And at the start we can do the same thing. I can slice this with the knife tool here, make it build up slightly for a moment, left click with the pencil again, right click with a point here, left click and make a point also, left click, sorry. Right click first to make the point, and then left click to drag this down. You'll see when you get used to it. And it fades in. And it builds up again. That's the whole song, see? And it just goes on like that. It works though, right? It works. So, oh, by the way, when you open up your channel rack, sometimes it just goes here, like automation selected, or it won't show everything, or whatever. Go to click on there on your channels, not your channel, your pattern, so your pattern, sorry. Click there and go to all, and that will show everything again. You can also scroll through them with the mouse wheel if you need to, okay? Make sure you're on the right pattern when you're editing, otherwise you'll give yourself hassle. And as I say, you can add in other effects and other sounds and all kinds of stuff in this, as I say. The next thing you want to do is save it out. So go to File, Save As, or Export. and choose MP3. In this case, I'm going to choose MP3. I'm just going to call it Italo Disco Beat. Okay, Italo Disco Beat. Sorry, hold on. And I'm going to show you how we can take that and turn it into like a Mallsoft kind of crazy Mallsoft, like deep beat. If you know, you know what I'm saying? Save that out here. But I'm going to just start a new project, go to File and New. It says New Basic, and then I'm going to choose No. We're not going to save that. Double click in this area and you can move it. Double click here and then you can like move it around. I'm going to drag this back in now, this track. And what we're going to do with this now is I'm going to drag it up to the left all the way. Make that along there. I'm going to move this along. I'm going to drag it out to some crazy like longer length. Longer, okay? So that song was fairly short, about 1 or 2 minutes anyway, but this one's like now like 3 minutes or something. You want to make it sound okay, listener-toable. That's not very good at all. So we're going to drag it a bit shorter. See, and you see it's done something to the pitch already. But I'm going to double click on this now and turn the pitch down even a bit lower. The pitch, okay. And press play. It's not too good, but I'm going to play around with it more. Turn the pitch down again. Bit more. Wait for it to load. It will do a thing with its bar up there. Click over here now. And we're just going to keep it on the main one here, the main channel rack. And I can add a thing in called, it's called Soundly, this thing I use, but over here, but on one of the slots. Just click here and go to more plugins. I have one installed, which is really good, called Soundly. But if you don't have that, it's free. But if you don't have that, you can't find that whatever. You can go to just Fruity Reverb and add a reverb and play with the reverb. So, like I showed you earlier, but I'm going to use Soundly, okay, to show you. You can use the reverb. It's up to you. I already showed you how to do it. You just add it in, and then if I click, I'll show you. Okay, if I do this with reverb, Fruity Reverb 2. I'll make this one the size large over here. Bring the dryness a bit down, the wet up, and play with this, the decay and the damp, and the bass and different things. Hold on. I think with this one, it's not really a good one for it. Something with the notes and the tunes, the melody that the tones that I use, the notes that I use, the what do you call it? Pitch of the notes. Anyway, but you can still work with certain things, as you can see. I'm going to drag it out longer. Anyway, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to turn off. I'm going to delete that reverb. Right click on that. Okay, we'll go to this arrow and go to delete. Okay, then I'm going to add in a Soundly one, going here, which is called Soundly Place It. Click that, go to, we'll double click it, wait for it to load up. And you've got a load of presets here which set up the sounds as though you was in a certain place. Now press play, and just click through these here, and you'll see different things like, as we're playing it. It wasn't turned on. Sorry. Turn it on. Make sure that green button's turned on for anything you're playing, okay? The same as the sounds I showed you earlier on in the tracks over here. Make sure they're on. Okay. Come in here. play with the knobs over here. And as I say, you just work it out the best you can. It's difficult to do sometimes when you play with these volumes and you get used to what you're doing. So different things you can do. So. And again, it's very it's a little bit too strong, so you can do different things, as I say, to work it out. So I'm gonna add another reverb on top of that. You can layer different effects, as I say. So go and select. I'm gonna choose reverb, turn down the dry, and turn up the wet a bit. What it is because the drums are so powerful in that one, that's what it is. But you can bring different levels up and things. You can adjust the order of these too, like moving the mouse wheel or whatever, or just click on it and go to move up or move down. You move where they are. Oh, I changed that to a limiter. What have I done? Oh, it's in the wrong positions. Okay. This one up, hover over it and then just move your mouse wheel. I think we've not got the right one here, so just clicking on the over here where it says the name, and click the arrows as you're playing it up from up here. You can also press spacebar to press play, and again to start or stop it. See? Notes are a bit off the notes there, but you're playing with the volume of these overall things as well. Double click it to open up the features of a VST, or click it again to send it away, or just adjust the volumes here, as I say too, on the volumes there. You can also add a thing in here called a delay. I like to add number 2. It's better than number 3, I think. Yeah. Play with the features in there, like the cut when it stops out. You've got the volume of the actual echo itself, or the dry. You can also turn down the volume and tweak things here. OFS. Turn down the volume of that a bit. You can also do other things, like you've got features like that in the Soundly place it thing, but you can also go to here and go and choose like the fruity parametric equalizer 2 is a good one. Press play there and adjust these bars here. Or going up here to the presets and choosing like radio or old telephone. Just moved it up a bit. Feels like you're in the mall, you know. Turn down the sound a bit. Volume. Enough power there, but it's like just soft, you know, like dreamy. Turn down your volume here a little bit on the side, the main volume. And you can experiment by adding things like I told you, like the sound goodizer. Another good one to use is the frequency splitter. See, you adjust these, the red, yellow and green, adjust the different bars and do different things. Until you got a basic feel for it. Play it again with the pitch and stuff. It gives you a bit of a, you know, just showing you basically what you can do. I'm not trying to bore the fuck out of you. If we click on here, you can also add this for like the where is it? The Fruity Blood Overdrive. Take a note of all these I've got here. Take a screenshot if you like of these. Okay, but yeah, turn in the main post gain a bit down because it's really loud. The volume is the gain. This post filter's good. I'll show you. These two here, but this one especially on the right. See? Muffles it a bit. You can bring this one up as well. That's good. Depends on what you're trying to do. You see, it depends on what you're trying to do. See, the feeling. But it can be fun, right? You can do some good stuff, is what I'm saying. Don't forget also, you can also make copies of different sounds. Like I can go over here, left click on that arrow there, and go to that make as unique sample if I wanted to. Before I do that, I'm going to click on that and make a duplication, move it over here, so we don't affect the real one. Click on this here. Go to Maker's Unique Sample, save it somewhere. I was going to save it on my desktop as some shit name. I'm not going to keep it forever. I'm just going to use it for a quick thing. Delete the original, bring this back here. Okay, this should be okay. That's how it is. So I'm going to start a new project with that. Okay, right now that's saved with all of those effects in it because we saved it to be like that. You can actually choose whether you want the effects in or not when you save it. I'm going to bring this here, and what I'm going to do is that's actually saved now as a tune. I think it's a song, right? So. Oh, it didn't save. My mistake. It did not save. Shit. I thought it saved with those sounds in, so that's kind of messed up. But what I was going to say is you can do different other effects. If I go here now, click on there and go to, you can click Automate with the volume too. But you can also go to, that's a volume adjusting, but I'm saying you can click on that, okay. No, double click on this in the middle. Then go to reverse, okay. Plays it backwards, right? But I'm just saying. Some crazy thing. Crazy. It's not always what you want. But I'm just showing you you can do things. You can do different special effects and stuff. I'm gonna just undo it for a second. Undo that. Hold on. If you can. If you can't do it, then just reverse it back again like normal as it was. I'm going to go into my main channel rack in the channel rack, and I'm going to go and add something else. I'm going to go to slot 1. I'm going to go to Fruity Convolver, and I'm going to just turn down the dry a bit, turn up the wet, go down to presets and click on pink, blur pink, and press play. Turn up the volume if you want a bit. You'll see what I mean. It just kind of blurs everything. You see? You get very, very dreamy sort of sounds, you know, if you do that. I don't want that obviously like that, but I'm just saying it is an effect you can do. It is something you can use, what I'm saying. Pretty cool, right? What else can you do? Before we go, I want to just show you, there's so many sounds in here and stuff you could use, but I'm just saying there's a thing called a granulizer, a fruity granulizer is called. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to go up to my main channel rack. I'm going to turn off, hold on, I'm going to turn off the convolver by just clicking on this green thing here. And you'll notice the granulizer is not actually in these effects. It comes up as an actual instrument, okay? And what you have to do is you have to drag a sound into that. So I said you have to drag a sound into that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go up to here, and on my sound, so I'm going to go to, it says like most recent files and stuff. This is the one, right? So I'm going to choose that, and I'm going to drag it in. Open up your granulizer and drag this onto there. Now we can do some fun stuff, and we can still play that through the convolver because it's an effect added to this. This is added to the main channel, so we don't need to worry about putting this on what specific channel with that. So pressing play, we basically have to play the instrument to play that, you see. So pressing the keyboard to play it, you see it comes out like, it's very quiet, I know, but you can play with the different things here, like the random. Speed. Okay, so with that selected, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just choose that. I don't need to do this, but I'm just going to show you. Okay, just going to go to here, pattern, zoom in so you can see what you're doing better. Make sure it's snapping. Remember to go to this little green icon here and go to cell to make sure it's snapping. I'm just going to make a very, very simple sound. I'm going to go to here and just choose a note and drag it out about to that length. Clicking on here, right click on that and click on cut itself too. You're getting a weird effect, right? Turn on the convolver. I'm just trying a few different things basically. Turn up the volume. We're in here, we got more volume. We should have, hold on. Where is it? Choose where it starts from or whatever, things like that. Volume. Get these background atmospheric sort of sound, you know. Isn't that crazy, right? So you could use part of that for something, you know what I mean? So I go up here, and then you can like overlay it. Oh, and if it's playing the thing too fast, like on different notes, and the speed changes with any note, we'll go back to this in other videos. Go to options and go to macros. Was it tools, macros, and go to switch all audio clips to real-time stretching, and go to OK. Now. You'll see when you get this red, green turning to red when it's playing, it's called clipping. So you want to turn the volume down a bit. You can also right click on this little light bulb onion thing and move this around and play with the loudness and the volumes here when it's playing. Any sound. That is cool, in my opinion. If you want to do some ambient stuff, you know, I can add another pattern in here. Well, no, before we do that, I'm going to save this out as a sound. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to save that as a sound. I'm going to go to File, Export, MP3. I'm going to save over that shit we just had. Where is it? It's in a certain folder, so I can't. I can just call it ambient then. Call it AAA, whatever. Well, make sure the effects are added. I can cut remainder, it says there, and I'm going to leave the remainder so it has that echo on the end. Otherwise, you can just cut the remainder. Full song. Make sure it's on full song and not pattern. MP3, you've got your different quality settings and stuff there. Effects, there should be a thing on here for the effects. To include effects. Enable master effects. Enable insert effects, see? And different things like that. I'm going to go to, you can save out like sets of instruments, what you've got in here too, not just like the whole thing. Start, so you can bring them back in. I'm going to delete that, start a new project, basic. It will be like basic when you go there, new basic 808 with limiter. Go to no, okay, let's do yes or whatever, start it up, you know. Bring this in, see? That's just like dark shit, you know. I'm going to add another pattern in. Okay, add another pattern in. I love making music. I love to draw. I love animation. I love music. I love filmmaking. I love games making. I love painting, drawing, all it 2D, 3D, martial arts, writing stories. It's what I live to create. It's what my life's about. I love creating. Not just complaining about life like it's some hell. You should enjoy your life, you know. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you. I hope you have a nice day. Right. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to choose a sound from Harmless. That's a good one. Okay, just go up to Add and choose Harmless. It's a good one. I'm going to go up to Harmless, drag this this amazing VST up here. It's a free one that comes with it also. Go in here and I'm going to choose the 80s just because I want to. I'm going to choose 80s keys. Should turn down the pluck. Turn down or off for the delay. Turn it off. Turn this on to Cathedral. Turn the pitch up. Turn the pluck down. Cathedral all the way up. And I want some more echo on there as well, so we're going to do that. I'm going to turn some of these knobs down. Add this one to the number 1 rack. On the rack, channel on the rack. Add a reverb to that. Okay. playing nicely. Turn the volume down a little bit for this. The sound of that up a little bit, not overpowering, but just dreamy in the background, you know. Go to here, turn this up a little bit, this volume as well, not just that one, but this one. So you'd have to like really be able to like listen and hear what you're hearing. See? Turn it down a bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just add a little few notes here and there. So I'm going to go into my piano roll. Random notes. I find just putting the random notes works really well as well. You can put in some here. Dreamy feeling. Realise that some of the sounds don't fit in right, you know. But you can really like, you know, refine the notes of what you want, obviously, like any music. That last part was funny. So I was going to merge this up together here. I'm going to cut this off. Bang. I'm going to join these as one. Bang. Can I do it? No, it won't let me do it. Okay. Join these as one and then join this as one. No, it won't let me do it because it's not an actual sound. Okay, what you can do is you can choose, because that one instrument we used, the 80s keys, is set to the rack of 1. We're going to go to here, rack of 1. Go down to this little button here. Click this red one and then go to this arrow and go to Disk Recording, Render to Wave Files. Start. Okay. Save that out. Okay, now it's a sound. We can, this here, see, you can delete this one. Now we can merge the two if we wanted to. So merge the two, holding down Control pressing G, now it's 1. Make it longer, obviously, and duplicate that up. and it creates something. You can join the whole lot up again. Hold down Control number G to join them all together after you've selected the whole lot. You can drag the whole thing out longer if you want. Oh no, it's not. Sometimes it does weird things. It just will drag it like that and it won't drag the whole thing. I think what we have to do is click on here and go to a thing called real-time stretching. Where's real-time stretching? No, there's a button up here. It's one of these, but hold on. Stretch. Make sure this is selected, okay? Stretch. Otherwise you can't stretch this bastard. Lucky I remembered that there. Playing with a few effects. Now what you could do is if you're doing this like filmmaking and stuff, you could have like an effect. Like I've got some sounds in here like rain and stuff. I'll go to my sound effects. I've got one folder here for my own sounds. I've got some rain that I found online. Okay, where's my folder just quickly? Where was my sounds? I've got my sound effects, so I'll use that for my filmmaking and animation and everything that I do. So I use a lot of different sound effects, guns and all kinds of stuff in there. Wind chime, which is cool, right? The sea. Where's the rain though? On the rain, right? It should be a rain loop, okay. And rain of thunder. I'll have this one. I've looped it to be that way. And I'm just going to basically just have this a little bit louder, and I'm going to play with the pitch a bit, and I'm going to put it into a rack, put it in number 2 channel, just anyone, and I'm going to put in a reverb on it. And you can do different kinds of sounds like that and make some ambient sounds like that, see? Can work on the notes and make it a more better melody if you wanted to. But thanks for watching this video. I hope it's helped you in some ways, okay? We looked at quite a lot of features here in FL Studio. There's a lot of stuff I can show you, more stuff, and I will do in future. You take care. Thanks for watching this, okay? A lot of stuff here, I'm kind of speaking rough. I know it's the way I talk. I'm rushing. I'm in a hurry. But I'll do more on various like short tips and explaining things to you as we go along. Got all of our sounds and patterns and stuff over here and different things to look at, you know? Yeah, as I say, so it's all looking alright, you know. Options, just see if there's anything else I can tell you just quickly. We've got a riff machine, different things. We're not going to look at that right now. There's a lot of stuff to look at, okay? I'll talk to you guys later. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'm just going to turn this video off and see you later. Got the video. I'm not going to save that. One more thing I forgot to mention, which is very, very important. You may be wondering where your files are saving. If you've got like a load of like bits and pieces of songs you've been saving, which are not even actual songs, just sounds that you've recorded out, like that one we just made a moment ago in the ambient. We're just going to go to here. Okay, go to your compact. Where is it? This one. What do you call that? Browser, and go to where it says. Recorded, okay, recorded or rendered, but either one of those, recorded or rendered, right click on there. They're two different things, but right click on that and go to open, left click on open. It'll open up the folder. Now I don't want any of this shit, right? Sometimes WAV files are pretty big too, the WAVs that it saves in there, there's like recordings. Left click and drag, simple, boom, press delete, you're done. Then with this open, go to your audio, because recorded, what that folder is within the audio folder of this whole image line FL Studio thing. So click this little drop down menu and go to rendered now. We can delete those two in there, the rendered ones as well. Delete those. They're like recordings and stuff, you know. Check out different ones you might have in there, you know, that you might not want as well. Sliced audio. Check this out. We don't want these either, right? So we can get rid of these, right? Yeah. Okay, so what's this? The little things, you know, just delete them. Okay, then you're done. Go out, click out of the whole thing. When you exit the trial version, it will open up the website every time trying to get you to buy it. You just turn that off. Right click on your recycle bin, empty that, and I'll see you guys later. Delete any other things from the channel that you don't want, obviously, from your computer. And I'll see you guys later. Make some ambient music to go with your art, with your pictures. Yeah, take care, man. Peace. Okay.